Well, it's a Farmall Friday, and this A has sat in this old barn for, oh, I don't know, the better part of 9 months, and I haven't started it. I tried in the winter, dead of winter, at about 6 below, and I pretty much killed the batteries, what I did. But what I did off camera is I changed the plugs out. I do have new wires for it. This cap looks pretty weathered, at least on the outside. Might fool you though, you take it off, get underneath it, and all of a sudden it looks great, but I doubt it. I doubt it. So probably a new cap is in store. I mean, I'm going to change the wires out, but this is not something like what the plugs looked like. It's exactly what they all looked like. Some were actually worse than this. Wet. And I get no spark. Here's another one for your viewing pleasure. They actually look better on video than they do in real life. That's a first. But I also come over here and put it on trickle charge all night, 2 amp. Just let her charge and charge these up. These are a real pain in the butt to get off. I mean, obviously, if I have to, I can get it off of there, but I just disconnect the cables and then positive to positive, negative to negative, and then let her juice all night. I should have had this on this battery all winter off and on, but I just didn't. I don't know. This barn didn't really get entered too much this winter. 2-3 feet of snow in front of it. So let's go ahead and reconnect these cables. Crank her over and see if the plugs make a difference. Get us some Sparkajawea. I will tell you one thing about these tractors. Getting on them is a little bit easier than getting off of them. I'm going to get a step for these, but we're going to talk about that after we get her running. Let's see if spark plugs alone were enough. I did leave a full tank in this tractor all winter, non-ethanol, and I mean full. So everything should be good to go. I am going to give it just a little choke. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit, about third throttle. And here we go. There you go. The spark plugs the whole time. Look, the vibration hasn't taken everything off. There's still one nasty spark plug clinging for life. Let me show you what I plan on doing with this tractor on a Farmall Friday. Throttle her down a little bit. So last year was the first full year that I owned this tractor, and I initially bought that green Lilliston brush hog for this tractor, but it's just too heavy. I don't trust it, especially without a drawbar on this machine. But what I really liked this tractor for was spraying. I have a 300-gallon sprayer, and I don't fill it out. I put about 200 gallons in it, and it's just a low-impact tractor. Works perfectly for that sprayer. Splits the rows nice. I plan on, I'll show you this year, I'm going to plant with a grain drill. Actually, I'm going to plant corn on 28-inch rows, and this will go right down the pipe. So will the H. The H does a nice job too. One safety addition that I'm definitely going to make this year, you can see, well, in the back there's the hitch, and then there's one up front here. A drawbar actually connects to that. I don't know, let me see if I can zoom in. You see those 3 holes from, I guess, my left to right. In the center, you can hook a drawbar right up, and it goes right out the back, and it's just perfect. You're pulling from underneath the tractor, and it's a lot safer. You're not going to get the tip up that you would just pulling from the rear. Now, this does pull, the hitch is below the axles, so the chances of tipping are greatly reduced, but I want to reduce them even more and go ahead and put a hitch on this, a regular hitch just like the M and the H have. But overall, it's been a pretty good tractor. Needs some work, little things. It needs, what it really needs is split, and there's a bearing and a seal that needs replaced in this. And you're in there anyway, you do them both. I think the bearing used to be about 30-40 bucks, but I'm sure now it's probably 50-60 bucks. But either way, while you're in there, you definitely want to do that. So yep, that's a Farmall A on a Farmall Friday. But we got her running, and she's getting ready to do the spraying this year and probably some plowing with the little Genius 2 bottom. We may even hook her up to the 8-foot discs. Now I figure it's about time to go out and do my headlands with the little Genius. And I'm gonna try the 8 today if it doesn't rain, but sure is looking like rain. If not, well, tomorrow, and then the video gets uploaded the next day. So regulators, mount up. Oh, that ain't good. I'm gonna have to fix that. Either way. Yeah, and this is what I'm gonna plow right here. Typically nothing grows there. I mean, you're right next to the woods, but it's all weeds now. I want to plow it in, and at the very least maybe throw some clover in there, something worthwhile having. All right, you can see I started off here, and this plow is adjusted for in furrow, so I've got to readjust it for out of furrow, at least on the first pass, and then, well, the first this way and then that way, and then I'll be good. But yeah, this one here, that's your furrow bottom, that's your furrow wheel, and this has got to be dropped pretty considerably, and I'll probably even drop that back one a little bit, make sure I'm going deep enough, turn this over. All right, somebody indicated in the last video that I wasn't explaining well enough how to adjust this, and quite frankly, I've been doing it long enough now that, man, I just go by eyesight. I really do. The anally retentive guy is going to write down exactly what notch each, depth rod is set at. I don't. I look at the mold boards. And how I'm looking at these right now, they're pretty even. And when I drop them, I should be plowing and turning over at 7 inches. So, and of course, this is my down furrow. I'll go down, come back around, and then at that point, I'll readjust for in furrow. And it's not going to be set like this. I have this set really, really aggressive on that top notch, the furrow wheel, furrow mold board. And then I have this one set pretty deep as well. And I'll just watch it. You pull it 10, 20 yards. And if you got to readjust, you readjust. It's that easy. So let's go. All right, so all I'm doing is watching it. And of course the ground's not even. That does not help. But either way, that's about probably 7 inches. And I'm okay with that. Not speeding through here, I don't need to. Just cruising slow. It's a small area, it's actually harder to plow a small area. But yeah, that's going to be about right for this plow. My word, you get too anal about it and it's just gets stupid. There you go. I think I got her set right. So you can see I've gone up and back, and now I'm in furrow, and there's your furrow wheel, so I got to readjust and lower this down. I'm going to say right there. Well, I guess you got one here and you got one there. I'm going to drop her down to, we'll go down to the first one first and see if they're even Steven. That other one, I'm going to tell you, looks good without even pulling it. So let's get a couple rounds here in furrow with the H key and get the A out. A as in awesome. Yeah, that's turning good. Down one Yep, and you can see that's normally where I run right there. So we're gonna come down 1, 2, I think, well, 2 clicks is what we're coming down. This one's going about 1.5 inches deeper than the back one. So we'll drop that down 2 notches and they'll be dead on even. And we'll make one more run before we hook the A up to it. Get some A action in. Definitely dropped it down. But yeah, I was going really deep on that, but I wasn't gonna stop and adjust it right then and there. I finished it out and it did a pretty good job. And then what I'm doing here is I'm going over to that tree and just running it here, and I'll do my headlands after this. Nice and easy. Better you plow, the better it discs, and the better it cul-de-mulches. Of course, cul-de-mulchers removes all sin. Yeah, let's give this a try. All right, that I can live with. We're even up now. So we got the H hooked up right now. We're gonna get the A hooked up right now. And one thing I noticed, I did use this last year on with the 2-bottom, and I went center up. I'm not gonna do that this year. That's the hole I'm gonna use. So the furrow wheel lines with the furrow tire. I think that'll work a lot better. Well, there she sits, all broken hearted. 1947 Farmall A with the call division. Of course, they all did. In a little Genius 2-bottom. And I've always called it a 214 because that's what I believe it is. And later on, I'll measure it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're 14s, and that's fine. That's a lot of plow for this tractor. And what we're gonna do is see where I have that lined up. If it's too far over, well, I can come back this way, but we're just gonna make a pass and go for a broke. And I gotta tell you, I ain't gonna do a regulators mount up on this because it's a whole different ball game getting on an A. It's a whole different ball game getting off an A too. So there you go. I'll see you turning in the furrow. I don't know, what do you think? Second gear? Yeah, let's try her in second. Tighten that knob down. Now let's go. I gotta spin around and get her lined up. A little light in the front. I could use some front wheel weights for sure. We got old Mama Hen sitting there waiting her turn again. But here we go. About to get real quickly. Well, that ain't gonna work. Way too far over. Way too far over. So I gotta realign the hitch. All right, so I moved it from here clear over to there. So we'll see if we line up once I start pulling it. I may still have to go over. I mean, right to here, just to have it close. So yeah, let's go. All right, let's get her lined up. See how she looks. Throttle down. Now I put it in first gear. All I'm doing right now is making sure the wheels line up. So that's a lot better. Still needs to come over. But I'll tell you, that one hole I'm gonna, when we get to the end of this, I'll take it clear over to that other hole, because we got the playroom, I should say. Yeah, there's a good 3 inches there, and that hole will take us over about 3 inches, so that's where we're going to end up. This might make her grunt a little. We're down in furrow pretty deep, so. Definitely get some wheel weights for it, hands down. Be about, oh, I don't know, 100 pounds, a couple 100 pounds. Yeah, just putting along in first, getting her set. We'll kick it up to second. All right, let's get her swung around and reset that hitch. Do the old switch. I don't want there to be any confusion. That's a lot of plow for this tractor. All right, so we're gonna take her over right here, and that's about, oh, that's a good 2.5 inches anyways, and I think that'll give us a perfect alignment, you know, because you can see it's, I mean, it's not quite dead center. It's more even with the outside. I'd like it to be more even with the inside, so I'm not sitting there rubbing the furrow on the inside of this tire, and I think that'll do it. So, all right, moved her, and got the rope tied to the crank start handle. Nothing permanent. I don't like tying these to the seat in case something really goes awry, but believe me when I tell you, my hand's always ready to smash that switch. Foot on the clutch, ready to hit the switch in case something dicey happens. But you can see, I mean, get some front weights on there and I'm set, man. Make a lot of difference. Regulators mount up. And I still ain't on. I think I'm gonna putt again in first gear, and my guess is it's going to be correct this time, and then we'll go second, and we might try third on the third pass. So let's go ski. I thought it turned it pretty nice. Yeah, it's a lot better right there, man. That's going to do the trick. Tell you what, we going deep.